Just want to go over a few slides and talk about the journey and things that you could be doing right now to help build exposure and make those college connections. Uh, I went through this process and it was difficult. And this was back in the 90s. And now with transfer portal and some other obstacles that athletes are facing, it can be even harder to break through. All right, so I'm going to show you guys all the steps that we do. Talk about my journey throughout this process when I was going through it. And then we'll open up for any questions as we move forward. A few more people are joining in on the Zoom, so I'm just letting them in. All right, so if you can see the screen, exposure, it's a process. All right, it doesn't happen overnight. I know a lot of people want to get scholarship offers and play at the Division I level, and that's the ultimate goal. You want to play at the biggest, on the biggest platform, biggest stage, the Big 12, ACC, Big 10. All those are great, but there's still a journey that you have to go through to get there. All right, it's about building exposure. It's about skill development and evaluation. It's about competing against other high level people that want those same scholarships that you are looking for. And then it's about someone out there connecting you with programs. All right, you have to have an advocate to be able to connect you with colleges. It's difficult nowadays. Just send messages out yourself and try to do some of the things on your own. So having an advocate can definitely help as you move through your journey. All right, so this, meeting is for people that have tried some things or just starting out, and they're hitting the wall, hitting obstacles. They feel that they are a scholarship level player, and that could be Division I, Power Four, that could be Group of Five, that could be FCS, or it could be scholarships with partials. It could be a Division II, it could be NAIA, or even Division III. You're trying to get your name out there, and the obstacles could be many. But a lot of times when I talk to athletes and families, the major things I hear are I come from a small school or a small town, and it's hard to build those connections. My coach, he tries his hardest to get the information out there, but it's not connecting. There are no colleges that are coming into the building. No one's sitting down with us and going over our recruiting information. We hear sometimes I send so many emails, make so many contacts out to college programs. I'm talking to positional coaches and recruiting coordinators. I'm sending it to anybody who would listen, but I'm not getting email responses. And then some people don't know what to do next. And, there's a lot of people in that boat. All right. There's few people that get those big time scholarships. There's some that play at the lower levels, but there are a lot that don't get to the table to sign to the next level. All right. So if you get there, it's a blessing. All right. It's not all about Division I. If you get to the next level and get your education and you can get your degree and move forward, that's a blessing in itself. But if you have a chance to play and then you're seen and can go professional, that's even more of a blessing as you continue to build. All right. So don't feel you're alone. All right. Don't feel hopeless in this journey. All right. I've been there before and I'm going to go over my story. And there's many people that are in the same boat. All right. Some are breaking through using some of the things that we discuss and how we push people through our program. All right. But I'm going to give you guys a lot of tips, even if you don't join in and are not a part of what we do. My mission is to help you out no matter what. I don't want people going through the same thing I had to scratch and claw to get my name out there. I want you to do things the right way early. So then when it's all said and done, you have options to go to any school that you want to. Obviously, it has to go with grades and ability, but we want to give you those options to be able to move forward. All right, so I'm sure you guys have seen this multiple times. If not, pay attention closely. So there's over 1 million high school football players, and less than 7% go to play college football. And that's what I was mentioning. You have to do all the things the right way, or you're going to be on the outside looking in. All right, it's hard. Some people say I don't want to fall back and play Division 3 football or Division 2 or NAIA. That's not for me. I'm a Division 1. You have to take this opportunity and maximize it. If you have to go the JUCO route and then move forward, like I said, that's a blessing. I talked about that before. You want to make sure that you guys are set up the right way. And then you see the Division 1, all right, less than 2% go Division 1. I go that high level, and I get it. When I played, I was looking at all the big schools, but if it wasn't going to happen for me, then I was going to be able to accept whatever level saw interest in me and gave me an opportunity, and I would have gave 100% to that level, to that school. All right, but I was blessed enough to play at the Division 1 level. All right, so we want you at the table. We want you signing. All right. I've got a lot of signing days, and there's two or three people at the table, and there's a lot of people that are in the stands watching those two or three sign. All right. And you want to be at the table to be able to move forward. All right. So a little bit about my journey. All right. I talk about it all the time when I go to events. People that have come to our All-American games. I talk about it at camps and other times when I'm discussing my journey over Zooms. Now I talk about how difficult it was. All right, if you can see the left side of this screen, all right, you see the state of Delaware. It's very small, only 3 counties. And college coaches and major programs, they don't come into Delaware. All right, you have to be well known and have to be a can't miss prospect that got your name out there early to really have a chance to get your information into those colleges' hands. All right, it's tough if you are just trying to break through and you're from these small areas. With Delaware, like I said, small town, small state. They would go into Pennsylvania, they go into Maryland, they go to Washington, D.C., Virginia, but they would skip right over our state. So even though I was 6'2", I weighed about 185. I played corner. I could play safety. I played wide receiver. I played some quarterback. No one was really looking at me going into my junior year, and then throughout my junior year, going into my senior year. I might have had a few Division 3 schools that started to show a little bit of interest. All right. And I was frustrated like many of you guys. I didn't know what to do. I was told if I was good, they would find me. So all I did was work on my game every off season. And then I showed up and played the 10 games that were on my schedule. And I figured if I dominated the competition, these big time schools would show up and they would see me. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. There's so many talented players that can play at a high level and they miss out on opportunities. And it's not because they couldn't play, it's because their name wasn't out there the right way. Some of the things that they were supposed to do, they did not do. And we're going to go over some of those things today. All right. But it changed for me once someone saw me play and they said, you have the size and the ability, and I had the grades to go Division 1. And they said, I'm well connected with college programs. And they said, I can help you make those connections. I can make some calls. I can stop by some schools. I can do some things to get your name in front of college coaches. And I believe I can change your circumstance. And I said, please do. All right. My goal was to get to the next level. I want a scholarship to help save my family some money. I want to play at the next level. I want to get a degree. I want to move forward with a career. Please help me. And then once they started getting my information out there to college programs, these are actual letters that are on the table behind me. I broke through. All right. Florida State, Penn State, Miami, Iowa, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, and more. I couldn't fit everything on the table when I took this picture, but you get the point. All right. Nothing changed with my height. Nothing changed with my weight. I had the same address. My video was the same. The only difference with me having no interest and having a lot of interest was having someone out there that started pushing my information to college coaches. All right, they listened to that person and said, okay, I believe in you. You're a trusted source of information. If you said this kid can play, then I'll take a second look at their video or a first look and see if they're a good fit. So you can see how these big time programs, all Power Four, Power Five at that time, took an interest in me. I even have Hawaii here. I know I never sent anything to Hawaii, but once the ball gets rolling, every college starts to hear it. And even Hawaii said I was recommended as a potential student athlete, and they started recruiting me as well. So you want options and then be able to make your choice of where you want to go. Now, I chose to go to Villanova University outside of Pennsylvania, and I went there for a few reasons. Number one, all right, even though you see all these Power Four schools, the big schools, I chose Villanova because I wanted to play immediately. I didn't want to have to wait 3 or 4 years competing against Ed Reed and Deion Sanders and everybody in that era. All right, I wanted to play right away. So I went to 1AA or Division One FCS is what it's called right now, but that's the main thing. Number two, I wanted to be close to home. All right. I wanted my parents to be able to see me play. All right, if I went to Hawaii or California or way down south, it'd been hard for them to see me maybe 1 or 2 games a year. But I wanted to be close to home. So about 50 minutes away, my parents can come up and see at least half my games, all the home games, and then they travel to some away games that they could get to. Number three, great education. Villanova is a private school, Catholic school. It's right now it's $90,000 a year when you put all fees together. All right, a lot of future CEOs, doctors, lawyers all go to the school. So I had a chance to be able to network with these powerful people, and now I have built this company where it is using some of those connections that I had. So everybody has their own path. All right. I know people are Division One, major Division One or bust. All right, but you have to think about the best situation for yourself. Don't chase a logo. All right, those logos look beautiful. Penn State and look at North Carolina and Georgia and Florida State and more. All right, but you have to see what's best for your journey. You have to target the right schools, and then you have to be able to make those connections with those schools so they can see you. All right, so as I mentioned, it's not about just Division One. All right. If someone works with us or you don't work with us, set your goal high. Try to get Division One because that's where the full scholarships are. All right. You know that there is Power Four and maybe Power Five if they start calling the Pac-12 Power School or Power Conference. You have Group of Five, which are the next step down, but still highly competitive. And then you have Division One FCS. All right, those are the three different levels of Division One, all for ride scholarships. It's great to say that's my focus. That's where I want to be. If you believe in your skill set, focus hard to get there. But I tell people don't push aside an opportunity. All right, there's Division One, there's Division Two, there's NAIA, there's Division Three, there's JUCO. There's a lot of opportunities to continue playing. Make sure that you do things the right way and contact a lot of schools. If a Division Three or Division Two coach stops into your school and they call about 5 kids down and you're one of those five, give that coach all of your attention. Or let him know that you're very interested in learning more about him as a coach and also his program because you never know where these coaches end up. One coach might be at the Division Two level 1 year. Next year, they're at the Division One FCS level. And if you build a relationship with them and they really liked you, then you have a chance to either go in the transfer portal to move up, or if you're younger, then you're on their radar as you continue to go through your journey. So definitely keep all options open. If someone reaches out, make sure that you communicate with them, show interest, because you have to get the ball rolling at some point. Don't turn away a school, don't turn away a coach, a program. Make sure that your journey is all about the next level and any level as you move forward. All right, now, areas that matter are you can control what you can control. All right, so you see the screen here. Grades, obviously, I know athletes are on this call and parents, I know you guys talk to the athletes all the time. I want to tell you guys, grades are the most important thing. All right, because they can have 5,000 prospects they're looking at. And if you don't meet the qualifications, they're going to wipe you to the side and they have 4,999 other prospects that they're looking at. All right, so you have to have the grades. You have to make sure they're strong. The clock starts as soon as you walk into the building your freshman year. So you have to make sure that you are doing the right things academically. And you have to know you have to have certain grades to qualify. Your core classes are big. That is the English, math, social studies, science, the foreign language, those programs there. Some people get it confused and they would say, you know what, I have gym and art and I have A's and then I have English and math and I have C's, but it equates to a 3.0. That is not your grade point average. Your grade point average would be the core average, which is a 2.0. And 2.0 is not going to qualify to get you into any schools, any programs. So you have to make sure that you're doing it the right way and your grades are strong. All right. Some schools go way above the NCAA requirements. For example, Villanova. All right, Villanova is a competitive Division I school for basketball, also football, and all other sports. I was told I had to take my test scores and take the tests another time to get up to where I needed to be because they want to make sure you're going to do well in a rigorous environment. All right, they want you to bring in low level learners and then you fell out and then you kill the reputation of the school saying student athletes fell out of the school. All right, so you have to have strong grades. Notre Dame is another school like that. There's other conferences that have high academic requirements. So make sure you're getting the A's and B's in your core classes and all classes, by the way, but definitely your core classes, English, math, social studies, and science, and then foreign language as well. Make sure you're doing well. Film. You have to make sure you have high quality film. All right. I look at a lot of people's film daily, and the film doesn't meet what they think it should meet. And what I mean by that is if you have your highlight video and your first play, just say you're a wide receiver, your first play is a 5 yard hitch route. You go 5 yards, turn around and get tackled. And the next play, you run a 4 yard out pattern and you catch it and get tackled. And then the next play, you run a speed sweep and you gain 3 yards. All right. You have to say, is that quality enough to go to some of the major schools? There are people that have video like that and say, I want to go to Ohio State and I want to go to Penn State and I want to go to Oklahoma and Texas. Your film has to be strong and you have to sequence it the right way. Now, if you have other great highlights, make sure they are the first five because college coaches don't have a lot of time to look at film. All right, they're going to look at the first couple of plays, and if you look like a high level player, they're going to continue to watch. If your first five plays don't wow them, they are turning it off and they're moving forward and trying to find somebody else. All right, so if you have plays where they aren't wow plays early on, go back and resequence your video, put the top plays first. So, for example, as I mentioned, a 5 yard hitch turnaround catch and a little out pattern and a speed sweep, but then play number 36 is an 80-yard play where you jump over three people, spin out of a tackle, run over eight people, and then you score. If that's play 36, they already turned your video off early. So make sure that that highlight is the first, and the other highlights that are two, three, four, and five are close to that. So that college coach can say, this player can help us win. If I bring this film to our coaches meeting, they're going to look at it. All right. If your film doesn't jump off the screen, it's going to be hard to be evaluated. So make sure you're putting together a good highlight film. Development, you need to be working. All right. In season, you're always working on your craft and practice. Out of season, you got to go 100%. You got to be lifting weights because you got to be the biggest, fastest, strongest in the nation. That's your mindset. They don't care if you're the strongest guy in your school or the strongest guy in your conference. If they have 5 scholarship openings, you're competing against everyone from across the country. All right, they're going to look into the West Coast, the Midwest, the South, the Southeast, Mid-Atlantic, New England area, and they're trying to find the best 5. So you have to work on your strength training at all times. All right, make sure you're the strongest that you can be. All right, you have to work on speed and agility, quickness. All right, coordination, flexibility, all those things. And then you have to work on your skill development. All right, throwing the ball, catching the ball, running with the ball, blocking. If it's basketball, shooting the ball, passing, dribbling. You have to make sure that you're always working on getting better because you only get one shot sometimes to impress a college coach. You go to a camp, they want to see you move in front of them. They might see your film and say, okay, that looks great. Now, let me see you in person. I need a further evaluation. You get that camp invite. That's your chance to showcase your abilities, and you have to knock it out the park. All right. If you aren't ready and you're not looking fast, quick, and agile, then you might lose that opportunity. So make sure that your development is there throughout the off season, winter, spring, summer, and then into the fall if you're a football player. Exposure opportunities, get to as many camps that you can. All right, you want to get in front of college coaches and you want to showcase your abilities. All right, there's smaller ones that are at a school. There's some that we host that have college coaches from all different levels that come out and they watch you with your testing and then they teach you with um, positional drill work and evaluation. And then they watch you one-on-one, 7-on-7. All those exposure opportunities are valuable and you're going to learn a lot, but then you want to get in front of them and you want to impress them. All right, so you want to get to as many camps as possible. And then you want to do some other things as far as going to 7-on-7s, if there's some exposure there. And then we have our Dream Football Classic, big platform where you have a chance to, compete against high level players from all over the country, stand out, and then show college coaches that you came and you dominated against other players who have offers, and that can help get you there. So definitely put yourself in the position to be seen and evaluated. The camps, you got to do that correctly. And I'll go over how you do camps in a little bit. And then communication is big. I look at a lot of social media. They don't have their profile set up the right way. A lot of players, all right, we can't tell who your name is. You don't have your grad class on there. You don't have your highlight video, your NCAA number. There's a lot of missing information. You don't have your city and your state. They need to know where you live, what grade you are, what position you play. There's a lot of things that need to be on your social media. But then you have to start the outreach process early and you have to do it consistently. So there's multiple ways of outreach. One is doing some questionnaires and getting directly in their database, even though that's not talking to them directly. It's still communication, getting your information in there so they can have future evaluation. Emails, or you Google, you'll find the emails, especially for the group of five, the FCS Division One and lower. Some of the Power Four, they don't have emails out there. They have enough resources to find athletes that they're looking for. So that might not be there, but the other levels, you can find emails and then you can find them on social media as well. So you want to make sure that you're communicating at all times, getting information in their hands, building relationships. You have to actively engage with the coaches and scouts to make sure that they know who you are. And then when it's time to be recruited, they've seen your information and you have a leg up on some others. All right, so what you need to do right now, if you're not doing it, you need to start immediately, and that is don't wait to be discovered. All right, I sat back and waited. I was told if I was good, they'll find me. I didn't do a lot of what I should have been doing, and it really hurt me in recruiting. I should have been out there, should have been seen early, eighth grade, ninth grade, but I was told recruiting happens junior year into senior year, so I waited junior year, senior year. You can't wait. You need to start now. If you're young, start now. If you're a junior, you got to get going right now. If you're a senior, even though signing day just happened, there's still opportunities. You have to get going immediately. All right. You have to be proactive, not reactive. You can't wait. You have to be able to do outreach and connect with these college coaches on a consistent basis. All right. If you're not actively putting your name in front of programs, you're invisible. They can't recruit anybody that they don't know. So you have to develop a game plan to start sending your information out there to college programs so they know who you are. This is something you can do on your own. You don't need a recruiting site, service, or anything. Something you can do is create a plan and start doing contact out to college coaches as soon as possible. So tomorrow, after you guys see this presentation, start sending information out to college coaches in multiple ways. I'll go over that in a second. So you have to build a real target list. All right, not just dream schools. It's not all about Power Four. I know I said that, but I want to hammer that home. An opportunity is greater than ego. All right, don't chase the logo, chase the opportunity, chase the chance to get to the next level. All right, once you get to the next level, we had a young man, Corey White. All right, he played in our game, was trying to build exposure because he was late in the process. He ended up being seen, and when he went the Division 2 route, all right, he had to go there because that was his opportunity. He did well. He got his film out there, got into the portal, and got a Division 1 full ride scholarship this past winter. All right. So there's ways to do it, but you have to have a realistic target list. You can't have just Power Four schools. All right. You have to be realistic with yourself. You want to shoot high, you want to have a middle ground, and you want to go a little bit lower than what you think you are. And then the market will tell you where you are. All right. It will tell you what they see in you. So you want to make sure you're getting it out on all levels. And if you start getting some replies back from Division 1 FCS and Division 2, that's kind of your window right there. And you want to build upon that. Doesn't mean to say you can't go any higher than that, but you have to see where the feedback's coming from and build from there. So you want to have a target list and create that as soon as possible. You want to have 20 to 30 programs that match your academic ability, your size, where you are in your depth chart, and then where you want to go as far as geography. If you want to be on the East Coast, obviously you have to narrow your list down and you won't have South, West, and Midwest. But these are some of the things you need to think about. Start getting your targeted list together and make sure it's a variety of schools, not just major Division 1s. All right. Next thing you're going to do, all right, talked about it a little bit already. Outreach is huge. All right. So you want to complete questionnaires. And you might say, well, what's a questionnaire? You can Google Villanova football recruiting questionnaire. You'll see it pop up. You can go in there, add your information in. It's going to ask for a picture. It's going to ask for your personal information, your home address, your parents' information or guardians' information. It's going to ask for academic information and also athletic information. You have to put that in there, but you're in their database. Now they have your email, they have your phone number, they have your social media links, they have your mailing address. That's how you start getting correspondence. You have to get in the database. A lot of families say, I'm not receiving any correspondence. I'm not receiving any email. That's one of the reasons your email's not going to fall out the sky on a coach's desk. All right, be proactive, fill out questionnaires, get your information in their database. And I tell families that I work with, your goal is 15 a month. If you can do 15 a month, one every other day, then that's 15 over a month and then 150 plus over a year. And it should be Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, mix them up early on. So you have all levels accounted for, and you're in a lot of databases. After that, you want to email college coaches, let them know you completed the questionnaire, but you want to introduce yourself. Find a recruiting coordinator, find a positional coach, find a coach that recruits your area, send them a message and say, this is who I am. I'm very interested in your school. I'd like to learn more about you and your program, and then give them your huddle link, give them your contact information, your coach's information, and more, just so they can use that information to move forward. And then you want to find them on social media as well. A lot of coaches use email, they're old school, some are new school, and they're on social media. A lot of coaches are being pushed to social media because that's where the kids are. So you want to be on social media and you want to be able to follow coaches, send them messages. You want to like their posts. You want to retweet their posts or whatever it's called on X now, retweeting. I'm not sure what it's called now, but you want to repost it. And then you want to comment. All right, let that coach know that you're very interested in building that relationship. And the more that you communicate with that coach, the better. So questionnaires, emailing, and then contacting coaches via social media. Make sure your X profile is open. Some people have it private, and a college coach can't even send you a message. All right, so make sure you open that up. Use it as a tool for recruiting, so those college coaches can see it. Now, once you have your page, you want to post highlight videos. All right, be consistent with that. It could be one play, it could be 3 or 4 plays, it could be a whole season. But get your highlight videos out there because you're going to continue to meet new coaches, and you want to have them see your videos consistently. All right. The next thing you want to do is post workout videos. All right. They want to see your game film. Can you play the game at a high level? But they also want to see, do you have drive and determination to get better? So you want to make sure that you are posting your workout videos, lifting weights, footwork drills, and then specific drills. You want to have all that information onto your X profile, and you can use Instagram and others, but definitely X. You want to have that. And then anything outside of sports, all right, put academics. All right, if you have a great test score, put that on there. All right, if you are in clubs or activities, you have volunteer work, church, that shows that you have character and you have high academic aspirations. You want to get that on there as well as being an athlete. So those are some of the things that you want to post. I tell everybody 3 posts a week if you can do it. All right, one highlight, one workout, and then one is outside. It could be academic or it can be extracurricular with camps. I mean, it could be posting with volunteer work, clubs or activities, something along those lines. That's what you want to do. All right, now, as I mentioned, don't worry about the hype. All right, film and communication beats the hype. All right, you want to stay consistent and you want to be evaluated. As I mentioned, action step right now is go reevaluate your film and reorganize it 3 to 5 minutes, top plays first. That's what you want to do and get it out to recruiting coordinators and follow up consistently. All right, that number 3 is huge. There's people that have a list. All right, I have my 30 target schools. I'm gonna start sending the emails out, and I send my 30 schools an email in September. I cross them off the list that I accomplished my goal, and then I sit back, kick up my feet, and I wait for replies, and I wait for a year, 2 years, and wonder what happened. All right. If you don't follow up consistently, you're not going to move the needle. College coaches are busy. If you send a message in September, they're trying to keep their job. They're game planning, they're at practice, they're traveling on the road for their game on the weekend. They might have a chance to see your message and respond back in a timely manner, but you want to follow up consistently. So if you follow up in the wintertime, you say, hey, coach, I sent you a message this fall, but I wanted to follow up. Here's my end of season highlights. Here you go. All right. And put some other things in there, obviously, but you're building that relationship. Springtime, you have your workout videos, you have your weightlifting, all that stuff. Create a little highlight and say, hey, coach, I just wanted to update you. I'm working hard. Here's some workout videos. Send that email. Summertime. Hey, coach, here's my schedule that's coming up. Here's the 10 games. It would be great if you can come out and see me. If you have any game day invites, I would love to see the stadium and watch a game. You communicate consistently all seasons, fall, you want to do winter, you want to do spring, and you also want to do the summertime to make sure that they are seeing your information and don't just send it to one coach, send it to the 3 that I talked about, recruiting coordinator, position coach, and the one that recruits your area. All right, I already talked about this before, but I want to make sure I come back to it. Your X profile, I can go through and click on some names right now, and half this stuff is missing on probably 90% of the kids on X. Full name and the position you play. You'll be surprised how many people don't put their name on their profile. It's just quarterback one, D1, top gun guy. It doesn't say who they are. Coaches want to know your name and your position. All right. They want to know, do you have your NCAA number? Can you be recruited? What's your GPA? Put that on there. City and state. If I recruit Texas, I need to know, are you in my area or do I need to have you go to another coach that recruits your area? If you just put your state, that leaves me to guess where you are. Make sure you put city and state. You want to put the name of your high school and your grad year. All right. If you're a class of 2027, you're up next. You want them to see that so they can recruit you hard and potentially put you on your recruiting board now. All right. If you're younger, then they see that. And okay, here's a young kid that we can evaluate, camp invites, and some other things. So make sure you have your grad year. Huddle highlight video should be pinned, but you can put it in your bio as well. And then your coach, you can at him so they can always see who your coach is and send messages there. You can put your coach's email out there. and then personal contact information, phone number, and your email. Any ways that coaches can reach out, I would put it on your profile. All right, don't worry about your friends and other people. This is your profile to build your exposure. So make sure you're doing it for what works best for you. Don't worry about anybody else. Get your information out there the right way. But these are things that you should do in this checklist right here in your X bio. All right, now you're doing all these things. I know people say, well, I'm going to camps and that's where I'm going to be evaluated and I'm going to make sure that I get my scholarship. All right. You want to be, if you see the screen, you want to be on the main field. All right. The main field is where the college coaches of that program are, and they're looking at the recruits that they are actively recruiting. Are some of these major colleges? You go to Texas, you go to Oklahoma, you go to Ohio State, they have 8,000 fields all over their campus. The main kids they're looking at is in one area. Everybody else is spread across the campus in different areas. You have to make sure you're doing all of these things that I talked about so they can evaluate you properly. And then you are one of the kids that they can evaluate at the camp. All right. If you are not building relationships and you're not doing outreach and letting them know you're coming to the camp and you're interested about the camp, here's my film so they can review it. Your chances of being evaluated at some of these big camps. All right. There's like 800 to 1,500 kids that come to some of these camps. When I was in school, I went to Penn State camp. There was 8 million fields. I was on one. I know it wasn't Joe Paterno that was evaluating me. I was on field number 58 and I was not on field number one. So you want to make sure that you are seen and evaluated. That's why you start this process early. So when you go to the camps, you're using it as a tool to be evaluated and you're not pushed aside and not getting a real evaluation. Now, with our Recruit Nation camps, we're starting in March, starting next month. Jacksonville, we're already past 50 kids in the first 2 weeks. That camp's probably going to have about 200 plus athletes, prospects there. Many of them so far have Division I offers. We have some big time names that are coming out. So as we're contacting Division I schools, they're all saying, "Hey, I would love to come out." So that's going to be big for what we do. So you don't have to go to a big mega where there's 8 million kids. Sign up for a Recruit Nation camp. We'll be in San Antonio and we'll be in a few other areas as well. So we have our camp, and I'm going to share that shortly. But come to our camps, be evaluated in person, earn some recruiting stars with National Radar, and just help build your exposure. But you want to be seen and evaluated by all levels. We bring Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, JUCO, they all come out to our events to be to find prospects. And if they know there's high level prospects with offers already, they're definitely going to come out. If they can't come out, we're going to send all the results to them. Speed, quickness, who's top performer, who's MVPs, and more. And in the rosters, when you fill in our camps, we get your name, height, weight, all your recruiting information, accolades. That's on the spreadsheet. We share that as well. So they're going to get a lot of your information so they can evaluate you in multiple ways. But when you go to camps, make sure you're building those relationships so you're one of the early people to get that evaluation and you get on the right field. All right, now I know some people say I use NCSA and some other platforms. Nothing wrong with that. Use it as a tool. I know a lot of people say they have great education and resources on there. One thing you have to know is there's a lot of people that have profiles. And if I'm a college coach at a lower level, just say I'm a D3 coach, I can click 2028 wide receiver and Pennsylvania, hit send, and I send everybody a camp invite. That's not real recruiting. That's not real interest. Now, if you get on their campus and do well, yes, they can see you, but you have to know the difference of real interest and did they just send me a blanket email inviting me to a camp. And I talk to a lot of families and they feel that that's really recruiting and they're on the radar. But I tell them you have to see through some of those things and you have to make sure that they actively know who you are. They're talking to you and they're really building a relationship via email, phone calls. They're inviting you out to campus and more. All right. You have to make sure that that's happening and it's not just a generic email that is being sent out to you. All right. So I talked about it before. There's a lot of things that I went over what you can do on your own. All right. There's a lot that you should be doing every single day to make sure you're seen. Get your list together, the outreach, the questionnaires, the emails, the social media, the following, all of those things you should be doing on a daily basis, a weekly basis, monthly basis. All right. But the biggest way you're going to break through is having an advocate, having someone that can connect you with college programs. I talked about my journey and how it was slow coming out of Delaware. I had a couple of calls today, and the family said the same thing. I'm from Wisconsin, and in my area, there's no schools and no coaches come out to see players. I always ask, do you have any offers? Do you have interest? No, not really, but I feel my son could be a scholarship player. All right. You have to make sure that you get your name in front of those coaches. So do all the things. But I needed a push. I was unknown until I had someone say, you need to check out this kid. Once that happened, it took off for me. So you have to make sure that coaches trust the voice that they're hearing from, someone's pushing your name the right way, and that the follow up is happening. And we can do that for you guys. And that's one of our roles as being an advocate. If you come to our camps, you play in the Dream Football Classic, you sign up for a service. Now we take on a bigger role of sharing out information. As you do it, we do it as well. All right, so here's the steps in the process. All right, evaluation. You have to do a proper evaluation on where you stand. All right, we have college coaches. I send over film, I send over recruiting profiles, and I say, can you look at this athlete, make a determination where you feel their best level to succeed in recruiting is. All right, I get that evaluation, and that validates where you are. All right, us as a trusted third party organization, that's validation as well. And then we start the advocacy. We start sharing your information out on a monthly basis to college coaches. We get you in the door. All right, you can do a lot of the things, but you want to get in the door. You want to get on campus. You want to talk to the college coaches. You want them to do all the measurables. You want to do some workouts in front of them. That's what it takes to break through. And you have to have someone that can say, here, college coach, I recruited this player. I checked out their information, all the evaluations. I feel they can help you win. And because we place people at all different levels, people to play in our game, camps, recruiting services, Power Four, Group of Five, FCS Division One, and more. They trust in our product. They trust in what we say. We're not going to give them a player that doesn't fit their profile. So when we say it, they believe in it and they check it out. And then the timing, got to do things all the time. As I mentioned, the follow up is big. That's how recruiting happens. It's not overnight. There's some people that sign in and say, hey, what did you hear? And they've been in like 3 days. I need to know where we stand, what's going on. It's a process to it. It takes time. But because, like I said, we are well connected, we have a lot of players that have used our platform to get to the next level. We have a lot of scouts that are high school coaches, that are recruiters, that can help out. We have connections in every region of the United States. Exposure, evaluation, communication, opportunity. That's how you get college offers. All right, you have to make sure you're doing all the right things to build that exposure to create those opportunities for you. So we have a 4-step process, what we do. All right. And it's simple. Step one is building your exposure and your brand, getting your face out there so people know who you are, take you from locally known to nationally known. All right. If no one knows who you are, you're not going to be recruited. So we do a lot of features. We do video, we do pictures, we do star ratings, we do documentaries on kids. We've been doing a lot of things to make sure that these college programs and media outlets know who these players are. Skill development and evaluation, talked about our camps. That's where it starts to get your name out there and those college coaches can see you compete. Number 3 is get on big platforms with our All-American games. And there's other things that are out there as well, not just us, but you want to be on a big platform and showcase your abilities. All right. If I was in Delaware and I could do it all over again, I would play in our game every single year from 7th grade up till senior because I want to show them it's undeniable that I'm a recruit. I'm going to go there and compete against Texas kids and California, Florida, Georgia, all the blue blood states that they say all the best athletes are. I would have been down there competing every single year, showing them that I am a prospect they need to see. And then step 4 is getting your information into the right hands. having us open up those doors for you. And we have a lot of offers. If you follow our Dream All American page, you'll see pictures, videos, testimonials, offers, commitments. It's all pouring in. I have so many more. I apologize for everybody who's emailed me or sent me DMs. They're coming. Don't worry, I'm gonna get your information out there and let everybody know that you have these offers and these visits and more. But we are the standard, and we get that done for players. One of the first things I mentioned, athlete spotlights. We do video promotion. We do articles for kids, and then we do a blast on social media. We make sure that you're seen in many different ways. So, college coaches, we have 200,000 followers on our social media platforms. Many of them are college coaches and a lot of media outlets that are looking for the next big name. They don't comment on things, but they're there and they're watching. And I get messages all the time. Oh, this kid just got a Kentucky offer. And can you share their information because we're in the Big 12 and we want to recruit him as well. I want to know more about him. What can you share? It happens all the time, and it's not just major Division ones; it's Division two, NAIAs, and more. That's what's big about us getting your information out there in multiple ways on all of our platforms. We have a lot of eyes that are on what we do. All right. These are some of the examples getting people's names out there. All right. If you've seen Enoch Hall, we did a 15-minute documentary, Stopping in School. Shout out to Big Hank. He did a lot of the video, and I edited the video to make sure it was good. But he got some quality shots, and we put that together, and that's going viral all over. Many people are learning about him and his story. We have Hank here after games, stopping throughout Texas and other areas, interviewing players and coaches, just building exposure in each city that we go to. We do star ratings, 5 star if you have Division One offer. If you're Division Two, NAIA, JUCO Division Three, 4 star. If you come to our camp and you're a top performer, MVP, you're a 3 star, and it goes down from there. We post 5 star club. You came to our event, and now you have a Division One offer. We do these type of posts. Anybody who has a scholarship offer, we get that back out there, and then we write articles about our Dream Brain athletes and more. Just elevating the profile. No one does what we do. A lot of events, they'll pat you on the back and say, go home. All right, we're mission is clear. Trying to do our best to get your name out there. Got to be patient with some things because we have a lot of athletes that are under our profile, on our umbrella. But we will get your information out there and we'll push it. We'll have articles, graphics, and more that will come out about your athlete. All right, this is one of the videos. Talk to Ty's mom, send him a message, and we're getting together shortly to go over his journey. He played in one of our games, dominated, saw that he had the size and the ability. He was a little younger. He's class of 2027 now. But you could tell he's going to be a star. Going back, checking him out, seeing his journey, having 20 plus major offers. He has Oregon and other Power Four schools, Georgia, Arkansas, Arizona State, Arizona, Kentucky, all, can just go down the line. But he has built his exposure the right way. Started small, camp, playing a game, and then starting to build from there. It's a process. All right. Working on his graphic here, getting that out there as an exposure piece, and then getting into some video as well. And this is coming out shortly just to keep hyping him up and others. You can see his size, how he just goes up, fights, and gets it. All right, you can't body him. He's going to make the play right here. A little step back screen. All right, tall athlete, about 6'3", weighing about 200 plus, and he can just take off on you. All right, college coaches, they know him, but it's all about NIL and additional exposure opportunities. And that's what we're all about. And sit down with him, do an interview, talk about his journey and where he is and what his goals are and more. And then other athletes, there's going to be opportunities as well. Definitely want to meet with as many people as possible and hear about your story, your journey, and do the same type of thing on interviews, whether it's video or just writing articles for you. Camps, all right. Live evaluations changes everything. They can see your film, they can see all those things, but you want to get in front of them. Talked about that already. We have many ways you can be seen. You can come to a Recruit Nation College Prospect Showcase, and we have them all over every region, or come to our major one that we have in Texas or in Florida to really be seen with pads on. With football, we have basketball as well, high level events. But that's your chance for live evaluation. All right, you can also do junior days and more, as I mentioned, get in front of them. All right, but if you're trying to build from the ground up, the more evaluation, the better to prove that you belong. That's what we do. That's why we're a one-stop shop. We have the recruiting, we have the events, and we have the exposure pieces to make sure you're seen and can be evaluated. And I already talked about our Dream Football Classic. We have a partnership with the Dallas Cowboys. We're in AT&T Stadium every year. Partnership with the Chargers, so we're in SoFi. We also have been in New Orleans with the Superdome, and then we use Lucas Oil with the Indianapolis Colts. So we continue to build with them and others we're building with as well. But like I said, Advocate opens up doors. All right. If you feel you're a college level player and you've tried some things and the connections quite aren't there, then please check out our information, see if we can help you because we're going to do the exposure pieces to build your name. We're going to get you in all of our camps. We have unlimited camp deal. We have unlimited game deal. We have exposure and the connections, the outreach, all that is under our umbrella to make sure that you're seen, but we will get you seen. We will get you on campus. Our goal is to have you evaluated, just like Keandre Wright here. I did an evaluation with him, started out at one of our camps in North Carolina. He stood out, was an MVP top performer, got invited to play in our All-American game. He stood out as one of those guys that you have to keep an eye on. So we did a National Radar Up Next feature. You can see him rocking our gear, and I appreciate you with that. Our Letterman jacket and our sweatsuits and hats and more. But then after we did the game, the camps, the exposure pieces and everything else, then everything opens up. All right. He went from unknown prospect in North Carolina to being on Georgia's campus at their junior day, getting on their campus, meeting their college coaches, evaluations, taking the tours and more. Georgia's big SEC Auburn got there. All right, stepping in these rooms, as my, family said. That's what it's all about. You want to have meetings and you want to shake hands and let them know that you are a player. All right, so you want to get on campus. That's our goal for everybody. And then after that, Jacksonville State, he was there for another visit. Georgia State, he was on University of Alabama and more. But seeing his journey and many others just like him, there's so many players that have played in our games or come to our camps and stay within our umbrella camp and then exposure piece and then played in our game and then use our platform for outreach. And then you see it start to grow unknown to Division I visits and then Power 4 offers. That is great to see. It puts a smile on my face every single day. You see TJ Hodges here, had a great conversation with his dad. And he's like, hey, just think he was a freshman. He's going against other, sophomores and juniors. He ended up starting in your game and he had over 100 yards, multiple touchdowns, and that was the beginning of his journey. And now he's at Arkansas. He dominated, got bigger, faster, stronger. So he did all the right things. But his dad acknowledged our platform to help jumpstart where he was to where he wanted to go. And he was an early graduated in December, and now he's on campus at Arkansas. But that was huge for him. And then Big Kobe, he came out to our Dream All-American tryout in Los Angeles, did well, got his invite to play in our game. You can see the size there. The offers started to come in, the exposure, had many visits with the SEC and more. But he was just at Arkansas State, won the Xbox Bowl. And I love seeing that, how he's succeeding at the next level. And it's not all about Division I. Like I said, we have high level players at all levels, NAIA, Division II, and more. If you succeed and you're doing great, that's the mission accomplished. And we're going to post you. All right. So, Justin here, I'm getting your thing out tomorrow, showing it here. If you're on, your dad's watching. I know you sent it to me. I'm going to post it, celebrate him. He's a big time player. We love him. We love you guys. You're a great family. So we're going to let everybody know his accomplishment. building, 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 and now he made it, and he's going to the next level to continue playing and get his education. All right, so what's next? I want to make sure that you guys understand everything that we do. All right, we have recruiting assistance, we have exposure, we have camps, and we have All American games. If you're a football player and you just want to go to a camp, we have that. If you visit dreamsportsgroup.net, you'll see our Recruit Nation College Prospect Showcases 169 for 4+ hours of work in front of college coaches. Sign up. That's what's next. Get there. If that's all you can do. Sign up for the camp. Get in front of those college coaches. You're going to learn a lot, but build some exposure there. All right. If you just want exposure pieces, or you want a social media blast, you want those college coaches that follow our platform, those media outlets, we'll do a graphic on you. We'll do an article. We'll put it all over our social media on Facebook, Instagram. We'll put it on X. We'll put it on TikTok. We'll blast it out there to make sure you're going from locally known to nationally known. That's $150 if you want something like that done. Where we do the graphic, the article, and then the blast out there for you. It's nothing like getting your name out there and people seeing who you are and learning more about you. That's simple. You can do that on our page, dreamsportsgroup.net. Go there and you'll be able to, set that up. If you're looking for our Dream Football Classic All-American games, there's go to the site and click our Dream Football Classic. We have middle school games, fifth and sixth grade. We have seventh and eighth grade, and then we work from ninth grade up to senior year. So it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. If you want to sign up for one game, you can go to the page, sign up for the game. Texas is in the winter time over winter break, usually after Christmas, but it's a chance for you to have a 4-day event with media day, combine, ring ceremony, multiple practices, and just get the information out to colleges. We share the combine results, we share the rosters, we share the game film, and then we get the social media pieces out there with interviews and more. So we do a lot for that event. And then recruiting help. The advocate piece, I will always say this, you can do all the things the right way that you think you're doing it. All right, but if you can't get into the campus, you can't get into the room, sometimes that's the determining factor. All right, you need to be seen and evaluated. You need to get on campus, meet these coaches. That's what we do. So we have a yearly program that equates to less than $100 a month, $97 a month. And we have Afterpay and Klarna for 365 days. If you do our yearly, you go to unlimited camps. We do those exposure pieces. We have a recruiting game plan and we share your information out to college programs. We are proactive in that process. For one calendar year, you can sign up. Now, we have the legacy program. If you're a younger player and you love the camps that we have and you love the exposure and you love coming to AT&T and SoFi and some of these other ones and you want the recruiting push, we have our legacy program. And you say, what is a legacy program? That is unlimited games. All right, because we already evaluated you. We know you're a great player. You can come to as many games as you want. All right, if we have multiple games in one year, if you are just say an eighth grader and you play in our middle school game in the summer, then you come out to our winter game, but we could have two winter games. We had that 2 years ago. We're in New Orleans, and then we came back a week later and we came to Dallas. There's multiple ones. You can come to unlimited games. So if you want unlimited games until you graduate, you want unlimited camps until you graduate, you want unlimited recruiting push until you graduate, and then you want those exposure pieces until you graduate, we have a legacy program. It costs less than an NCAA or NCSA recruiting profile. And I'm not talking bad about them. There's some good things that come from that. But if I could have unlimited games, camps, recruiting, and exposure, but I just had a recruiting service that would charge me more than that, and that's all I get, I would go with Plan A, which is Dream Sports Group. All right. And I mentioned there's people out there like, hey, we want dogs only. We only want Division 1, and that's all we're going to share too. And that's what we're all about. We are about we'll meet you where you are. All right. If you are a Division 2 and that's your ceiling, we're going to work our butts off to get you to the Division 2 level to make sure you get that partial scholarship. If you are an NAIA person, hey, that's what we're going to do. We're going to grind as hard as we can. FCS Division 1, if that's your ceiling, we're going to work to identify those schools and get your information out there. It's not all about Power Four. If you see someone say Power Four bust, if you're not a dog, we don't want you, and hey, they don't have your best interest in mind. All right, we want to make sure that our program is going to focus on you and where you are and what your goals are. So go to dreamsportsgroup.net, click the buttons. You'll see all the programs we have. Feel free to sign up, get that exposure going. We will do follow-up meetings. I'm going to do this meeting, this type of meeting every Monday moving forward. All right, we're going to focus on some different things. So it won't be this exact presentation, but we're going to talk about being an ambassador at NIL and a few other things and bring some special guests on one month or one Monday. And then we'll talk about some other things the next Monday and just keep giving a lot of valuable information out there to athletes and families. But I hope this helped a little bit. All right, if you got little one thing out of it, that's huge. I just want to make sure that you guys get some value. All right, I'm not trying to just sell you on some things. That's why I started off. This is what you guys can do without even any paying help or anything. Just get busy and follow a blueprint, and you'll increase your chances. All right, but if you really want to succeed, then click dreamsportsgroup.net. Look at our programs, and I encourage you guys to sign up for something, whether it's exposure package, if it's a recruiting package, go to a camp, play in one of our All-American games, do something with Dream. We are the best, and we are going to work our butts off to make sure you're good. All right. That's my mission. That's my drive in life is to make sure that young people succeed. So let's go. Dreamsportsgroup.net. If you have any questions at all, my email is my first name, Shannon, Shannon, dot last name, Riley, Riley, at dreamsportsgroup.net. That is Shannon.Riley at dreamsportsgroup.net. Any questions that you guys have about the process, hey, I'm willing to share. I just want success. So please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions you have. But I thank everybody who stayed on this call. I was planning to go about half hour, but an hour was necessary. But like once again, I hope you guys got some good information out of this. So God bless you all, and I hope everybody reaches their goal of getting to the next level, whether it's with Dream's help or not. I just want to see young people walk across the stage with their high school diploma, get to the next level, and be a great person with a degree, and just move forward. So thanks once again, and I'll see you guys next Monday with a different topic and with a guest. And like I said, email me if you have any questions at all, and I'll be able to assist you guys in any way I can. All right. You guys have a great night. Thank you very much.